dolls, welcome back. So I got this wig from SHEIN. I already opened it up, but anyway, it came in just this little plastic, whatever packaging, and it was only $6. So I said I'd give it a try. It's $6. So I already know, like, it's black, and I usually don't wear the number one, but they only had it in a number one. And again, like I said, it's $6. I usually do like a 1B or a 2 for a more natural look. And plus, I don't think that the dark black hair looks good on me and my skin color. So already off top, I have a little head, and I see that this is for a larger headed person. But I'm gonna go in with my disinfectant. I always spray my wigs with my disinfectant before I try them on. If it was human hair, I would just wash it, but it's synthetic hair, so I like to spray it. So here we go. Get off this scarf. Now, don't talk about this bird's nest. Next is a wash. Maybe I'll do that next. I'll wash my hair, and I'll talk to y'all, do a little chit chat while I do my crochet braids. But so put on my wig top. And let's see. I already know that I'm gonna have to play around with it, work it, style it, or whatever. Man, this is a big ass. Yeah. I like my wigs to fit really tight. This is gonna be loose, I can tell already. Yep. So, woo, y'all, look at this. So definitely need to play with this, style it, but it's soft, and I like the curls in it. Let's see. Definitely need to get my shears and thin it out and cut it a little bit. See how loose it is on my head, because it's so big. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get a brush. I'll be right back. Okay, I got the brush. So I can already tell that once I style it, it's gonna be decent. Especially for $6, especially for $6. I think it'll be decent. It'll be wearable. Won't look too wiggy. I find that the shorter wigs actually look more natural on me than the longer ones. And again, that could be because I have such a small head. And maybe the shorter wigs like complement my face more, because I've seen some women wear longer wigs and you couldn't even tell that it was a wig. But for me, I think the longer ones, they don't give me that like natural hair look to me, in my opinion. So definitely gotta cut some of the top and thin out some of the side. And then even this side, see how full that is on this side. Now this wig does have the 2 clips combs in it in the front, And I think also because I have the sides of my hair shaved, it also doesn't have a fitted look. Feel. So I'm going to get in here and get the clipping some, and then I will pop back on and show you the final result. Well, not the final result, because I know as I wear it, every time I put it on, I'm probably going to be clipping and shaping and doing things like that. But let me just go play with it and then pop back on and show you what she's looking like. Okay, dolls. So I cut a lot on the side. I cut a lot off the sides to have that more of a tapered look on the sides. And I thinned it out with my thinning tool, as well as the back. The back was really bulky. Now I have that braid going down the back, so that's why it's like pushed up. But when I wear this, I will make sure that when I cornrow my hair, there'll be flat cornrows, so you won't see any of that like popping up like that. But I think she's cute. She's definitely wearable. I left a lot in the front because I like a full front, because I have this like big forehead. But yeah. And then I didn't cut as much on this side because I like, I wanted to have the versatility of pulling it, over on this side. Let's see. Like styling it different ways. Because once the curls start like not flattening. But yeah. Yeah, dolls, what y'all think? I think she is definitely wearable for $6. And even the dark, like it being black, so black, is not as bad because it's not that like shiny. Usually when it's like really, really true one synthetic wig, it kind of has this shiny look. And what I usually typically do when that happens is put a little bit of baby powder in it to kind of tone that shine down. But yeah, I'll pull it off my face, on my face. I like it. I think she's cute. She might even be a contender, because I was gonna crochet my hair for my next trip, so I won't have to be fooling with my hair. But I don't know, I might wear my wig. I don't know. We'll see. I just got it because I saw it on SHEIN and I was on there. You know how they get you. You get on there and you start putting stuff in the cart, and then you check out, and then they put up some more things and saying like you can check out, you can add this to your shipping. And it popped up, and I said, well, why not? And I did look at the reviews. The reviews were good. There weren't too many reviews with pictures though. So I just said, it's just $6. We'll try it. We'll give it a shot and see. And I'm glad I did. I am. This might be my fall wig, y'all. I used to be a wig wearer, like heavy into the wigs. Because when you're stationed overseas, it's kind of hard to find a stylist. Just being in the military, or being a military spouse, and you're moving around so much, it's hard to get back into the groove of things and find a good stylist that you feel comfortable with working on your head. So we moved around like every 3-4 years, y'all. So I got into wearing wigs when I was pregnant with my second child. We were in Sumter, South Carolina, and I had a stylist, but when you're pregnant and your hormones and the vitamins and all that, and the depletion of your body, things in your body, because you're nurturing a baby, a growing human in your body, right? So my hair started coming out and it just wasn't cooperating. because I used to have a really full head of thick hair. And so I stopped by this beauty supply store, and it was a bob wig. That was my first wig, y'all. It was a bob wig, because I felt like, you can't go wrong with a bob. And so I got it, and my husband at the time was against it. He was like, nope, you're not going to be wearing no wig, blah, 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 blah. But baby, he came home from work one day, and I had that wig on, looking cute, looking like a cute little housewife. And he said, oh, you got your hair done? And I was like, oh, you like it? And he's like, yeah, it looks nice. And then that's when I told him, this is a wig. And he's like, what? Like, because it was a human hair wig. And it looked so, good. I styled it. I did all the things. And after that, like, he was sold. Baby, I could not walk out the house in a scarf. Like, I used to, in between like washes and stuff, I just tie my hair down in a scarf. It'd be cute though. It'd be cute. Dog, when I tried to walk out the house, I put on that scarf, and he's like, where you going? And I said, I'm going to the store. He's like, well, why you ain't got one of your wigs on? You got that scarf on. And sir, like, what? He's like, oh, I think it looked better, you just had your wig on. Then he said something on the effect, probably not these exact words, but he said, yeah, because you'll never have a bad hair day as long as you got a wig. Okay, sir. I'm glad you said that. Because I'm not going to just be buying a little cheap synthetic wigs. I'm going to be buying some nice wigs. And so that was the start of me wearing wigs. And, I would wear them as accessories. I didn't care. I didn't have to go. I wasn't going for like the natural look, like wanting people to think, oh, this is my hair, so I wear the same type of wig all the time. Maybe if I had an outfit going to work that I felt like looked better with a longer wig, I'd wear my long wig. The next day, if I wore like a power suit and I felt like, the little short pixie wig would look better, I'd put that on. I'd put the bob on. Like, I even had one time I was working at an establishment. It was all men. I was the administrative assistant in this establishment. And for my going away, they did like a little skit, and each of them came out with like a little different hairpiece. And one of the ladies that was I was working with, she said, like, isn't that offensive to you? Like, because they're like making fun of you. I didn't find it offensive at all, because one, I was comfortable in my own skin. I knew, that I wore wigs. I wasn't trying to hide it or anything. Now I could see how it might have been insensitive to someone else. And so they probably should have like asked or thought about that, like, because it was like, I could see how it would be sensitive to someone else. I'll just leave it there. But no, I laughed right along with them. And I even, like, when we were stationed in another place, Germany, and one of my friend girls was out to lunch with her husband. We were at the bowling alley, like, and I stopped to pick up my food. And she said something about, Rain, girl, that wig is popping. I'm looking for something similar to that. I said, oh, hold up, let me see. And I went in my car, and in my back seat, like, I had like wigs in a bag. What you like? You like this, girl? You want to try this? And she just died laughing. But a lot of times, people would just think, it was my hair. So anyway, and I think too, like the wigs that I pick, I pick them, to fit my head. So having a tiny head, it helps. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling and get in here and clean up this mess that I've made in the bathroom with all this hair everywhere. And then go ahead and wash my hair. And if I don't do the crochets, I definitely need to blow dry and braid it down flat. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I will pop back on and check in with y'all later.